And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Tomorrow is a debate. Yes! 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 Tomorrow, everybody's eyes will be glued to the TV screens. Tomorrow night, video upon video upon video will drop about the debates, about all the contestants, about Andrew Yang, and PBS sort of dropped a commercial showcasing all the nominees leading up to the debate and how it's sort of going to culminate into this spectacular event that we are all going to watch. Well, I'm fucking lying, because they didn't quite do that. Actually, what they did was they dropped a commercial with 6 of the contenders. I keep calling contenders like it's a fucking game show. With 6 of the Democratic contenders. And they happened to forget one person. They happened to forget somebody who we shouldn't even be surprised about at this point. They happened to forget Andrew Yang. So they dropped this commercial showing all the people in different little segments. They chopped it up. And, you know, it was cool. If they would have had Yang in it, it actually would have been like, all right, you know, it's building some momentum to this debate. But no, they had one job. You had one job. PBS, one job. And you forgot Andrew Yang. It's almost like you're doing it to spite us now. It's almost like they're doing it to jab at us now. Like, are you trolling? Are you guys trolling me at this point? Because, man, you can't be that bad. Are you really that bad? I'm going to play the commercial. We're going to watch it, and we'll come back.
Moving the capital of Israel to Jerusalem. Would you reverse that?
Not now, I wouldn't reverse them.
The bottom line is we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people.
They want a fair wage. They want what it takes to be part of America's middle class.
The proposals I'm putting forward would make me the most progressive president.
I am running for every American.
We have a broken government.
So yeah, you know, as you saw, they had Tom Steyer. They had him in there. And they forgot Yang. You're not going to tell me that's not on purpose. And they tweeted it out, and some of my followers tweeted it at me, like, take a look at this. And they've now deleted said tweet, which means they must have gotten enough backlash from this that they said, oh, people noticed this. Let me just take this shit down. But that didn't fix it. That didn't fix it. You took it down, but it doesn't really fix it. You already screwed up, and we all saw it. And if they didn't see it before, they're seeing it now on this channel. So, look, I'm not going to go crazy. You know, I'm not going to be triggered. And, you know, I'm not going to go on this long, elaborate rant, because I've already dropped a video on PBS in their screw up. You can click that link in the card above. And, you know, I just be repeating what I said in the last video. You know, and a lot of people had hope for PBS. They thought they'd be, you know, a lot more fair than some of the other debates that the networks had hosted. But I knew that wasn't going to be the case. They're just like every other, you know, media conglomerate. So, I just felt the need to talk about that. And, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because where there is yin, there is yang. See what I did there? Did you see what I did there? So PBS, while PBS is over here screwing up, forgetting our man Yang, Donald Glover is teaming up with Andrew Yang. Ladies and gentlemen, the people that everyone hoped would be Miles Morales. I'm a Peter Parker kind of guy myself. The guy who dropped an amazing video, This Is America. His worksheet it speaks for itself. he is hosting an event with Andrew Yang leading up to the debate Thursday. So I have some info on it here. So actor Donald Glover will host an event in LA with Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang ahead of Thursday night's Democratic debate. Yang and Glover announced the 46 campaign pop-up event on their Instagram stories Wednesday. If you haven't added me on Instagram, add me on Instagram at TheRealBCereus. Look, my YouTube is continuously growing, and I appreciate every sub. I appreciate you guys hip thrusting that subscribe button. But my Twitter and my Instagram needs to increase, especially my Twitter at TheRealBCereus. It should be at the bottom of the screen. Add me if you guys haven't added me already. It's also TheRealBCereus for Instagram. But anyways, the noon event with features limited collaboration merch, with the proceeds going to the campaign. So they'll have merch at this event, and all the money from the merch will go to the campaign. There will be no music. So a moment of silence for there not being any music. According to the Post, Glover is also a musician who performs under the name Childish Gambino. Yang campaign spokesperson Cy Lee would not confirm if the announcement is an official endorsement from Glover, adding that the details are on the Instagram stories. So I'm going to come out and say, yeah, Glover is endorsing Yang. Now, these are the kind of endorsements Yang needs, right? I often get asked, Fred the Felon, which I have to call you Fred. I'm slacking. I've been incredibly busy. I got to call you Fred. But Fred the Felon talked to me a couple weeks ago asking about, the African-American vote and how Yang can help secure that. And honestly, we're weird. We're weird. Like, we call things that, like, aren't pandering. And the things that are pandering, we're, like, okay with. So, like, when Hillary Clinton pulled hot sauce out of her pocketbook, we were like, no, okay. When Andrew Yang's listening to hip-hop music, we're like, pandering! You're pandering, sir! So, it's really weird. But getting endorsements from, influential African Americans like Donald Glover, that will inevitably help. Trust me when I say this, that will inevitably help. Yang is one of 7 candidates who will appear on the debate stage at Loyola Marymount University tomorrow. So, big news. I didn't see that coming. But I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad it's here because, man, he needs endorsements like that. You guys know, a couple weeks ago I was talking about Mr. Beast and, just all sorts of celebs. I know Mr. Beast is a YouTuber, but he's one of the biggest and probably one of the fastest growing YouTubers to date. Talking about him getting endorsements from, influential people, for people that aren't into politics, to look up at. So, like, people that may not be into politics may like Donald Glover, and if Donald Glover's like, yeah, I rock with this dude Andrew Yang, that just works out better for Yang. Same with Mr. Beast. If there's people that watch his channel but aren't into politics, and Mr. Beast is like, yo, I like this dude Yang, it's all the better for Yang. So, I know it may seem superficial, I know it may not seem like that big of a deal, but trust me, it is. So yeah, while PBS is over here screwing up, forgetting our man's face, you couldn't put a 5-second little segment of Andrew Yang in your commercial. Donald Glover was over here like, yo, we're going to throw a whole event. Let's do this. So they're going to Yang it out. I'm making that a thing. I'm calling that Yang it out. They're going to Yang it out. And yeah. That's amazing news. Now, that's all the news I have for it at the time of this recording. Maybe more will roll out as time goes on, but I don't know per se because the debate's tomorrow. If you're watching this, I'm recording this on 12/18, so the debate's tomorrow. I rarely pre-record anything, and sometimes when I pre-record stuff, it gets kind of dated. You know what I mean? So I try not to, record way ahead of time. I know it's technically good practice, but yeah, this is recorded on 12/18. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, the impeachment hearing is today, and I gotta stay off of Facebook. I may have to stay off of Twitter. IG should be safe grounds for the most part. But 9 times out of 10, Donald Trump will be impeached through the House. They will impeach Donald Trump through the House. And so there's a whole subset of people who do not follow politics. They don't know anything about politics. And there's going to be a lot of hurrahing and celebrating and hashtag not my presidents. And a lot of what I see, because I call it for what it is. If you don't like it, you can kick rocks, no shoes on. A lot of it comes from minorities, I've noticed. The hashtag not my president, the hashtag never Trump, things along those lines, right? And I'm not saying they're wrong for disliking Trump. You have all the reasons in the world to dislike Trump. The not my president thing is kind of weird because he is your president. If you want to fix that, just vote better. But I get it. You don't like Trump. He said some horrid things. And he pretty much lied to everybody. He ran as a populist, and he's not. So I get it. I get that you have, a feeling of disdain for Donald Trump. And a lot of people are going to be celebrating on Facebook and on social media. And a lot of people are going to get tweeted at. I know Kyle Kalinske was saying, there's going to be a bunch of people tweeting at him. So if that thing kind of bothers you, you may want to steer clear. I'm probably going to stay clear. Because a lot of people don't understand that this impeachment through the House means absolutely nothing. Utter waste of time. Utter waste of time. Because it's going to go to the Senate. And Republicans already said this. They're discussing how they want to ream the Dems no lube. It's going to go to the Senate. And it's going to die in the Senate. So you're impeaching him through the House. You're going through this whole process. Even though Nancy Pelosi knows the end result. She knows the end result. They're going through this process of impeaching him in the House. It's going to go to the Senate. And it's going to get shot down. And literally nothing changed. Literally nothing. Except time was wasted. Right? Now, and then those people that were saying hashtag not my president and buy Trump and celebrating on Facebook, they're going to be in shock and awe that Trump's still in office. They're going to be like, what happened? I thought he was impeached. Because they don't know the full process. They don't understand how everything works. Right? And I'm trying to tell you now, and I'm trying to tell you here, that it's a multiple step process. Just because he gets impeached in the House does not mean he will be removed from office. It's going to die in the Senate. Republicans control the Senate. They're laughing at you throughout this whole process. And so, what they're going to do, and there's already been talk about it, there's been murmur about it, is when it gets to the Senate, they're going to be like, all right, well, Trump's not being impeached. Anyways, that was a waste of time. Let's talk about Joe Biden. And then they're going to make everything, they're going to showcase everything about Biden's corruption. What you're doing is helping the Republicans. That's all this is doing. They've already said, some of them have said, all right, let's just shoot this down and be done with it. Others have said, no, let's drag this out and talk about Biden and his corruption. They have yet to come to an agreement as to shoot it down, keep it moving, or shoot it down, talk about Biden, and drag it out and talk about Biden. So, if you're one of those people and you happen to stumble across this video and you haven't clicked out of it yet because you're not hearing what you want to hear, I just want you to know that the way to defeat Donald Trump isn't through an impeachment, because that's a brick wall. The way to defeat Donald Trump is to vote correctly. That is how you do it. That's how you do it. You get off your ass and you vote for the candidate that is best suited to making your life better and making America better. Personally, I don't care about race. I don't care about gender. I don't care about the religion. I care about policy. So look at the policies that best align with you and you vote for that person. Everybody knows I have a top 3. My top 3 are Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard. And even part of Yang Gang don't agree with my top 3. There's some of the Yang Gang that don't like Bernie Sanders. They just don't vibe with Bernie Sanders, and that's fine. But he's in my top 3, and you're allowed to have a top 3, etc. Vote for the person that best aligns with your ideologies and get him out of office. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to vote for the lesser of two evils. A lot of people did that in 2016, and quite frankly, I don't agree with that. I think a candidate should earn your vote. Just don't throw your vote out. Just don't throw it to the... Earn your vote. If they haven't earned your vote, why are you just giving it... Think about everything else. Nothing works that way. Nothing else works that way. Why is this working that way? That makes you become a default vote. Don't become the default vote. Vote for the candidate, even if you have to write a motherfucker in. Vote for the candidate that best suits your ideology, and that's how you get rid of Donald Trump. Not through this BS impeachment process. Because I've already started to see it. I've already started to see it on social media. And you can go comment, and you can comment how it actually works. You're going to be ignored or deleted. Because a lot of people don't want to hear that. They want to be correct about this. Because, listen, he's a divisive president. He's incredibly divisive. And don't mistake what's going on. Donald Trump could win again. Let that sink in. You get the wrong person in there, Donald Trump, you could have 4 more years of Trump. And then knowing this is his last hurrah, you ain't seen nothing yet. Knowing that he doesn't have to campaign and run again to defeat another opponent, and he's just another 4-year stretch, you ain't seen nothing yet. So vote correctly. This impeachment thing is BS. And do not comment about principle. That is also BS. Because if it was based off principle, they would have impeached George Bush. Nancy Pelosi said it wasn't a good political strategy to impeach George Bush. Now Nancy Pelosi is saying, oh, we have to impeach Trump off of principle. Choose. Pick one. You can't have them both. You can't have best of both worlds. Pick one. So it's don't let, man, do not let them manipulate you. Think for yourself. If you take anything from this, think for yourself. Think for yourself. Think about that. Because I've heard a lot of people say, you got to do it based off principle. But you were quiet when they didn't want to do it to George Bush. Don't let them play you. Don't be puppets on strings. Okay? Think for yourself. Yeah, so back to some enlightening news. I am in the Secure the Yang challenge. I'm trying to get an interview with Evelyn Yang, guys. And you can donate through my Act Blue link in the description below to the Yang campaign. We're trying to raise $50,000, I think, by December 31st. And if you know my channel wins, I get to get an interview with Evelyn Yang, which I think would be an incredible opportunity because now you have a whole different subset of questions. I was in the challenge to interview Andrew, and that didn't happen, but there was still an amazing interview nonetheless. If you haven't gone to Nerds for Yang and checked that out yet, make sure you do so. But we have a good opportunity this time around. There's actually a lot more people. There's like 15 people in the competition before. Last time I think it was 12. And I believe I was in the top 5. So this channel, who, you know, I didn't think would have 500 subscribers when I started it. I'm now at, you know, 2,300 and counting. Managed to get top 5 in, you know, the donations to the Secure the Yang challenge the last time I did it. So I just want to thank all of you for that. And, you know, if you can elbow drop that Act Blue donation button for me and donate to Andrew Yang so I can get that interview, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. Also, I have a PayPal, a Cash App, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps my channel grow. As of now, all donations I get to my channel are going to be used for New Hampshire when I go meet Andrew Yang and hang out with Russell from Grassroots Yang Gang. Yang Gang. So, hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Brooklyn, running round the heat on